Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to be a film based within the sequel trilogy that will involve new elements of the Star Wars franchise that fans had never seen before on the big screen in Star Wars history. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one great thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this movie is going to be a film that's going to evolve the franchise when it comes to the Force and what the Force is able to do with the characters, of course, Rey and Kylo Ren, and exactly how that's all going to really be used in this movie by JJ and Chris Terrio. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for this movie. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of both Rey and Kylo Ren clashing their lightsabers together while they are both on a large stone step on the First Order headquarters, where in the background it's described that a large Darth Vader statue is seen in front of the headquarters. The next goes over Rey tapping into the dark side again, where it's described that as she is wielding the Skywalker lightsaber, she begins to hear the breathing of Darth Vader, where once she clashes her lightsaber with Kylo's, they are taken to the corridors of Cloud City, where both Vader and Luke can be seen fighting in the background during one of the flash fights between Kylo Ren and Rey. It's said to be a moment in which both Rey and Kylo pause their duel and witness Vader fighting Luke, where Vader is walking toward them as the environment begins to crumble and turns back into the First Order headquarters, with parts of the base now collapsing in the background. It's described that the part of the duel will involve popular revised tracks of music from the prequels and the originals, since Kylo and Rey will be taken to different environments of the Skywalker saga. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this, because to me the flash fights really sound like they are going to be quite impressive by J.J. Abrams, and exactly how he's going to utilize this concept in Episode 9 in order to create a lot of drama between both Rey and Kylo Ren. So this particular sequence, what's really intriguing to me the most, is that Rey actually taps into the dark side of the Force before the environment around them begins to shift. And this is when she begins to hear the breathing of Darth Vader's mask. So that's where this whole entire sequence comes into the equation here, where they are taken to the corridors of Cloud City. Now, this definitely does fall directly in line with what we went over a couple of weeks ago about them using different sequences of The Empire Strikes Back, as well as refilming certain sequences of Darth Vader fighting Luke Skywalker that would be used at a certain point in time in this movie, where a young actor was portraying the character of Darth Vader and a young actor was portraying the character of Luke Skywalker for different angles in the corridors of Cloud City that will be used for a scene. And turns out this is going to be used for a scene, at least for this specific moment, in which both Rey and Kylo Ren are taken to Cloud City, where we do get to see both Rey and Kylo Ren fighting, where both Luke and Vader are also fighting in the background. Now, to me, this sounds like a very good way of really inserting nostalgia, while also giving a lot of meaning and purpose to it all. The meaning and purpose obviously is the concept of the flash fight, this new Force power that is initiated by either Kylo or Rey, or maybe even both at the same exact time. So what's really interesting to me, though, about this is that the flash fights seems like they're really going to involve, you know, what we already know from the Force bonds and the flashbacks and the flash forwards and stuff like that. Things that we have already seen in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi will now be evolved in Episode 9 into something else entirely new. So that leads me to the other piece, where in the very beginning it's described that there is a Darth Vader statue in the background just under the First Order headquarters. Now, is this the same exact statue that lies within the Dark Spire that Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren eventually travel to in order to seek the origins of the dark side? Or could it very well be possible that this is a brand new Darth Vader statue that is actually separate and in and on its own? Now, the fact here is this. We do know that J.J. Abrams wants to really have Darth Vader in the background, looming as a character in the background, even though he's not alive. He wants him to be looming over the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey to a certain extent. And that, to me, you know, it could be a hint towards something. You know, it could be something to do with Rey's lineage or Kylo Ren's lineage or their powers, for all we know, right? So what I like so much about Episode 9 so far is the nostalgia, but it's being used in a sense in where they are tapping into new Force powers where they're going to be able to tap into that nostalgia and those nostalgic moments from, of course, the originals and the prequels by use of, new elements of the Star Wars franchise that we have never seen before, such as the flash fights. And that brings me to my last piece here, is where a lot of the tracks of music from the prequels and the originals are going to be used for the flash fight sequences. So we may very well get a revised track of Duel of the Fates while both Rey and Kylo are fighting on Mustafar, for a great example there. So anyways, guys, I would really love to hear what you guys have to say about the flash fights and how this whole entire callback to The Empire Strikes Back is going to be utilized. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.